Welcome to the channel, everyone. Today we are going to be doing something that I really enjoy, not only to make, but I also like to watch other artists do. It's going to be a how I made video on my newest single, Losing It. And I'm super excited to show you. So let's just get started and let's go right into the project. All right, so here is the project. So, kind of the first thing I'm going to do is just go over what we have here. Is we have all the production, but only the production side, not necessarily the vocals. We do have the vocals in here, but it's only just the one file. So it's not like all the processing behind the vocals and everything like that, because that is actually all done by CJ, which he did a great job on it. Vocals sound just amazing in this song. So yeah, it just yet another reason to go check out CJ. Follow him on Instagram. You know, maybe he'll eventually be releasing some stuff under his own name. Um, but yeah, so kind of the backstory behind this song is I was living in Austin at the time. I feel like I was in a creativity drought. I can't remember exactly, but I feel like I was. And the big reason why is because it was hard for me to find a singer. Because before, like my last single was Don't Want to Feel Anymore, and it was actually a clip of the singer singing, and I just kind of chopped it up, put it, where I wanted it. And so I built the song around the clip, but I didn't really want to do that anymore. So I was like, I knew CJ clearly like my whole entire life. He's been one of my best friend or one of my brother's best friends, and he was over at our house in Austin like all the time. So one day, I was downstairs in the living room, and I was like, hey CJ, would you ever be interested in singing one of my songs? And I'm pretty sure this is how it went, but he was pretty much just like, nah, like I'm good. And I was like, okay then. But the reason why is because he didn't really like he has a different style than me for sure, which is completely fine, and I completely get it. So I was like, I tried to make him deal. I was like, what if I make something that's not like at the time I was doing like really heavy EDM. I was like, what if I do like something like in the middle, like a little pop, a little like whatever. So then the same day I went up to the room and then started this, and that was I want to say like a year and a half ago. So it's been here for a while. I mean, not all of it was made in one day, but the good majority of it was made in one day. So yeah, I'll kind of just go, and it's funny because at first, if I can find it, let's see if I can. At first, it was I'll find it later, but at first it was a song I made, and I was like, okay, like I don't know if CJ will sound good on it, so I actually did put a clip, like a pre-made clip on of someone singing on it, and it's actually on my Instagram, so you can for sure go check it out there. But anyway, so then pretty much how it started is I'm pretty sure it's hard to say because it's been over a year, but pretty much I started out with the piano, right? It's just like this. Let me turn it up for you guys. Kind of this groovy piano, and it's kind of filtering in and out at the beginning here. But yeah, so I pretty much just started with that. Just this piano, wasn't much to it. It was cool chords, a minor chord progression, so it makes it a little bit dark and mysterious. And then I think the next thing I got was these over here, these melodies, these pluck melodies. So then I kind of, put them both together, and I was like, let's see how this sounds. A nice little climbing. Um, so yeah, after I got that, I was like, okay, now we're, kind of getting somewhere. So then, but it still didn't sound like super, super good. So then I think I probably added percussion. So then I was like, okay, let me add a kick. And then I added a clap and a snare. So then, it kind of had the intro there. So it's just kind of, well, I guess I've missed out probably the most important part in this whole entire song is the bass. It really took over. So as you can see, I have a lot of basses. Everything in Orange is a bass. Not all of them are in at the same time, except for the chorus. But a lot of basses, a lot of different types of basses. So pretty much the first one is BS Simple. So I'm using a plugin called Serum, and it is just a synthesizer, and it has incredible basses. So yeah, it's from a pack called Clerics Artist Pack. So this is what this sounds like. A little lower. You probably can barely hear it. But when it actually comes in, you know, I put it full-fledged. So you know that little bass, and then we have the second bass right here. A little bit lower of a frequency, a little bit, you know, beefier. So then you put them both together. And then it really started to come together, the song, because now, you know, we got this. We got this. Well, I guess there's no vocals at this point. So we got this. But yeah, just a lot of groove going on there. You know, all three parts, the bass, the piano, and the melody with the plucks, they're all playing different rhythms. So I think like right here it goes, you know, it really comes together at the end, like right here. And just smoothly glides into the next part of the song. So once I had that, I was like, okay, like this could be something. And at this point, I probably went downstairs and was like, CJ, I got something. You should come check it out. And then he liked it. And so yeah, I mean, from there it kind of went on. So the first iteration of it was probably made like probably a year ago. And we made it, and it, you know, it had a lot of different lyrics in it, a few different melodies, like a lot of different things. But anyways, we made it, and then it kind of just got thrown away into my files. And then I want to say like 6 months ago, so like what, 6 months had passed since I had even touched the project. I was like, you know what, this could be like something. Like I think it's catchy. It's like upbeat. You know, it's fun. It's just groovy. Honestly, it's just very groovy. So the next step was, okay, let me like revamp it. So pretty much a lot of it stayed the same. The bridge changed a lot during it. We went through a lot of different you know, ideas with it, because it was like, well, we don't want to slow it down too much, but we want it to be exciting. And I think we found like a good medium. I mean, it definitely does slow down. You want your bridge to sound a little bit different than the rest of the song, and it definitely sounds different. So yeah, then once we got the bridge done, we kind of had this new version of it. So let's just play through the intro here, and then we'll kind of continue on. And the vocals clearly speak for themselves. They're amazing. So here we go. And we got some sweepers right here from Impacts. Okay, then we go into the chorus, but one last thing I want to hit on is I kind of mentioned it earlier, but it's the piano. So what's happening here, as you can see down here, we have a lot of plugins. So so pretty much this, we can see the autumn. So the red means like something's moving here. So so that one's actually pretty consistent throughout the whole thing. But you know, something like this. So what this is it's cutting out all of the high frequencies at the beginning, and then it comes up, and then it lets all the high frequencies breathe. So you see this little blue, you know, whatever line moving across the screen, right? Because it's giving it more frequencies. But at the same time, we have another one that is like, so right here, it has all the frequencies, you know, the whole thing can breathe. But while we're giving the high frequencies, you know, while the high frequencies are coming in here, at the same time, they're being taken away here. So it makes this weird, like, you know, very thin sound. So that's why it sounds like, you know, this. You can watch them move right here, these two, the bottom. Very thin, right here. Like it's barely anything, right? So that's kind of the beginning, and the whole entire thing was actually everything was auto filtered to where even like the snares, at least I believe. Let's see, yeah, right here. Everything was auto filtered to come in, so like everything has a lot of cut frequencies. It only has the low end, so when everything comes in, you can see like on the snare, for example, it slowly comes in the intro, which I think is fun, like cool intro, kind of like mysterious almost. But yeah, it gets you right into it. All right, so then we're gonna go on to the next part. So the next part is the chorus, the main part of the whole song. So let's just go through the percussion really quick. So here we have a couple things. So we have an impact right when it like, you know, climaxes right here. And it just, you know, this, just a bunch of white noise. And then we also have one going out like at the very end of the chorus, and it goes like this. More of a cymbal noise there. And then we also have some kicks. So we have a main kick, right? And then we have a support kick. Or thuddy, you know? So then we add them both together. It makes this nice little kick. And then we also have a snare. Just a simple, you know, snare right there. And then we also have claps. So what I do with the claps is if you zoom in right here, you see how none of them are aligned. So it makes it a little bit thicker than it usually would be. So here, you know, here's a normal clap, the first clap. Here's a second clap, right? Here's the third clap. You know, and if they were all in the same thing, hitting at the same time, it would still sound fine, but I think it's better like this. So I push this one a little bit to the left, I put this one a little bit to the right, and then we have this. So then, you know, you add all that with the drums and the snare, you got just a very basic, you know, basic percussion pattern. So, and then in the second part of the chorus, we have a hi-hat. So right here, it's going to be like, just kind of boots and cats, boots and cats and boots and cats and boots and cats. And very simple yet again. And then the last part of the percussion in the chorus is this white noise. And it slowly goes down, as you can see. And it comes back up, and it goes. And then you put that with like the vocals just right away. It's not much, right? And that's where kind of the main core of the song is. What we're about to get to, it's the bass, right? The bass is what's carrying this whole song, I would say. And the bass is just a cool, rifty line. So at the time, bass had been really popular when I made this. This is kind of where I got the idea from. Roses, the Roses remix by Mbeek, or whatever his name is, was really popular at the time. So that's kind of where I got the inspiration from. I was like, okay, like I'm just gonna use the same idea. And then we have these sub basses right here. I'm not even sure if you could be able to hear them, but yeah, they're coming through. And we have a really low one. So those aren't like really necessarily audible when you're listening to this song, but they're there. They're there. So then we, you know, kind of have this nice little bass line going, and then we add it with our nice piano. And then we finally get the pluck, which kind of just pulls everything together. I feel a lot of plucks here. What is this? 1, 2, 3. Oh, it froze. 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 6 plucks here. I thought this was gonna be. Oh yeah, here you go. So I can show you guys later a melody. But anyways, so yeah, we have 6 melodies. So here we go. Just a super fun, upbeat melody. I think it just fits super well. Makes it just come together. And then we add in the percussion and we got this right here. And then we add in the vocals finally, and then it, you know, comes out to this. So now we go into this next part. This would be the verse 2, and kind of this, you know, it's longer, elongated piano notes, legato, and it's just this nice little. Which you're gonna hear a lot of piano in my work because I mainly play piano, so it's easy for me to make something, or easier, I guess, than let's say a guitar. And then we also have this bass going on up here, and it's kind of just like counteracting, like it's doing like very strange, like offbeat rhythms. It like tacks, you know? It comes out of nowhere, it feels. So that's how I kind of came up with that, and then it's, you know, goes into the next part, which is the pre-chorus 2. And we can unmute everything. And it goes back right into the same, you know, melody as over here. Right, exactly. You know, percussion's still pretty simple. I mean, the percussions are just honestly really simple. I mean, it's gonna get a little complicated here, but most of the song is pretty simple. So here we go. And then we go into the second drop, and some things change here. Some things change. And then it drops off. So the big change here is it's staccato now. Well, it was already staccato, but it has drops, or like stops. So here we go. So this is the first one, right? This is the first pre-chorus. Just consistent all the way through with the bass, but now here it is here. So we have stops, right? And then that's with everything, even like the sub basses I stopped. And that's because at the beginning, it wasn't actually the same lyrics in this part. It was more of like a belt part for CJ. He was just belting, and more like ad-libs than words. But yeah, so there you go. And then, you know, the piano also stops, so everything stops. So it's a bit different. It's similar, but it is a bit different. And even like the melodies, the melodies stay the same, I guess. Yeah, so the melodies stay the same. But yeah, so that's kind of the big difference between the first chorus and the second chorus. So let's listen to it. Here we go. Last listen, and then we move on. However, if you've listened a little bit, there is a big difference, kind of a big difference in the percussion. So we got the in the chorus that we just went over, the second chorus. So it's a bit more fast pace, everything. So like here, you know, we got the chorus here, and on the percussion, you know, we got this, just a basic. But now here we got more stuff going on. So first of all, we had a cowbell. Gotta have it. Every song has gotta have it. I mean, it just sounds good in this song. So yeah, added the cowbell, and then in the snare, we actually have like pickups now and fills. So you know, and that sounds like in a song like this. Like right here, we'll start here. This is the snare right here. And then there you go. And then we go into the bridge. As I was saying earlier, it's changed a lot, and actually, kind of a fun thing I'll put you guys in is the melody that used to be. So this is the melody that we came to at the very end. It's this, just a very empty melody. But before we had that, we had this melody. So very different. Be prepared. So the melody used to be very upbeat, and it didn't slow down pretty much at all. It just actually got kind of faster pace in the bridge. But we completely 180'd it. We slowed it down instead of doing the fast like. So yeah, that's kind of like a big change that happened when we, when I went back and revamped it. And I think I like it a lot, honestly. I mean, CJ kills it here. This is, you know, this is where it pays to have a good vocalist, because this is a very vulnerable spot for a vocalist, because there, I mean, look how many things are on this track, right? So there's an impact, not much, and then there's a one singular pluck right up here, sorry, that's playing the melody, and then other than that, there's a piano. So this is just all CJ, you know. And that's where CJ comes in. I mean, he just absolutely kills it. I mean, he is just a great singer. So yet again, go follow him. But yeah, so here we just have these new synths here, and it's just kind of like 80s synths almost. It's called an organ there. And then we got this one. What is this? A tender moments, which kind of encapsulates the feeling, of the part for sure. It's definitely a more emotional, part, talking about life, and yeah. So it's just kind of mellows out. And then here comes our drums, and we just gotta. Which I love this pattern. It's just, the hi-hat just going every single beat. And then finally our bass comes back in, which is the main part of the song, and then it really starts picking up. And it's just on every beat. It's quarter note, quarter note, quarter note. Which I just love this part. I mean, this is just really like kind of sums up the whole song here. Just like this super steady on beat, which is completely different from before, because before I was saying it's like kind of surprising, like offbeat hits. So when it like changes to this, it's just a really cool change. It's just out of nowhere. It's like, oh wait, the whole song has been like out of rhythm, offbeat type of feel, but now we have this like super on beat, like even the hi-hats and everything is just like on beat. Nothing's like staggering. And we just have this like super straightforward, unlike pretty much the whole entire song. And then we have this snare build right here, which really helps it out a lot with the building. But yeah, so then let's play it again. Let's go into the last chorus. I mean, like, and sorry for pausing it, but even like the melody itself is just super straightforward. Do 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 do. And then after this, it kind of gets a little off here when you come to like whether it's on a rhythm or not, or out of the pocket. But like these first notes, it just kind of really emphasizes that okay, we're on the beat now. We are straightforward. It's completely changed. So, and when you go back and listen to it, it really just kind of the picture comes alive. It's right here. Because it's both, the plucks and the bass doing the exact same thing, just on beat. And then it goes off and does its own thing for the plucks. But yeah, I just really love that part. So here we go. And then here comes the last chorus. And here it kind of just everything explodes. We put everything that we possibly can in here. We got all of the synths, and then we got a new melody. Oh, actually, no, we don't. So yeah, well, kind of going back. Oh, actually, maybe we have it here. No, it doesn't look like we. Yeah. So, um, yeah. So all the plugs come back in, and this part was really controversial. Not controversial, but it had a lot of different variations to it. We did like super quick, like double time, like the bass is like super quick here, but then we didn't like it. We did different melodies, didn't like it, and then we finally just came back to the fun little, and then here, we got the kicks, the quicker ones, and then you got the snares going off again with the fills, and then you got a claps, a back end, then you got a cowbell. Always got to have the cowbell. And then you got the hi-hats, and then you got the white noise. So now it's really starting to build up. We got a lot of percussion here. And then you got the piano back in. Nice staccato, And then finally we got the V-bass, which is, yet again, kind of the driver of the song, Captain. So here we go. But it's that staccato feel again, it's just everything off. Dun, dun. And then, here I was like, okay, I want to cut out everything and then have like a pickup. So cut out everything except for the piano, the pluck melody, and then the snare. And then it comes right back in. Dun, dun. So just super cool part there. Yeah, but just a super fun song, honestly. Yeah, I mean, there's not really much else to say about it. It's a pretty simple song, and then it has this like more of abrupt ending. I mean, it makes sense, right? But yeah, there's no outro or anything. But yeah, that's kind of it. So if you haven't already, go check out the song. I mean, I've already gotten so much support on it, and I really do appreciate it. I think this is so much better than my previous song. So I really do hope you guys enjoy it. And that'll be it. And thanks for watching. All right, surprise section. I found the old project. So I'm actually going to show you some things that we had and then we took out. The first thing I'm going to show you guys is the old version, like the first version I had, kind of where it all started. And it was this. It was a weekly ID. I was doing them every single week. I would release just a random song that I was working on, and that week it was Losing It. And it was actually called Losing It back then. It went through a couple of name changes, but yeah. So this would be it. And so if I play it really quick. So this is a clip from a singer from Splice.
Wanna stay right here forever, here forever. You say that it only gets better, so can we stay right here forever? You say that it only gets better, so can we stay right here forever? Losing with you, I'm losing, I'm
Yeah, that was actually the first time I put a vocal onto this track, and as you can hear, it says Losing It, and that's kind of where we got the idea of, oh, losing it, like you're losing your mind. Also, like it's just multi-meaning. I mean, it can mean anything, like losing it, like especially when during COVID was happening. I mean, yeah, people were losing their minds, and I don't blame them. So this is kind of like oh yeah, it's kind of celebrate, like, yeah, we're all losing our minds type of thing. Not like celebrate, but like come together on it, But yeah, so here is the very original project. There aren't like a ton of differences, but there are a few. Mainly in the bridge, mainly in the back half of the song. So kind of it starts in the second chorus, right? So we go here, we're ready. So and then the vocals are completely different. This is how it used to be. So that was kind of the idea when I said the ad libs. You know, it was just kind of these long legato singing out sections, and that's like kind of where that's why the staccato started because we wanted it to be a little bit different. Staccato in the chorus, like in the bass and the piano. That's that's what I was explaining earlier. And then also what I was explaining earlier is the melody that we had. So this is actually what it sounded like with the melody. So here we go, the bridge, the old bridge, I guess. More upbeat. Still has the piano in it and not a synth. And then we already had the idea for the vocal there. We just changed out the melody in the version that you guys know losing it to be. And then finally in the last chorus we completely, I mean, like we were 180, like it's completely different. So we had a different melody. So you just sit back and listen. Here we go. I think I'm losing my And there you go. There's kind of a couple history lessons of losing it and how it used to be. Yet again, thanks for watching, and see ya.